Greetings, wonderful people. Thank you for being here. And yes, autumn light is on. Hey, it's time for the frost. It's time for the winter. Time for the snowflakes. Ah, and who believes in snowmen and all that other stuff? Hey, you know what I mean? It's on you. All right, but we know there's a winter breeze. There's a song where used to say, ah, the winter breeze. Huh? Yes, cold outside, and baby, it's cold outside. And before you go to rebuking me and calling on the Lord Jesus, let me explain something to you. Sometime in life, it seems there to be a frost. It seems to be something cold. It said there's a chill in the air. There's something cold about a certain person, some situation. Yes. And then when we decide to get that feeling that something cold, something missing, and then things was going good. And the story came to me just recently about how a person that we married for 8 or 9 years or so. I mean, doing good, having a nice home, so to speak. No problem, no issues, and no fighting, cussing, and carrying on. But then again, sometimes these things can happen and come about. Okay, now, wow, what's going on? And then there's a complacency, there's like a quietness. And then there's a breeze. You get the windows open. Something come through the air. It's like a chill in the air. And so now, speaking from the man's perspective, I'm looking at what the woman said, his wife says, right? Baby, can we talk? Okay, sure, we can always talk. You know what I mean? Come on, we can talk. And then she says that I want to be honest and I want to be for true. I want to be for real. You know what I mean? And um, and I feel that something's in this marriage. Something is wrong in this marriage. She said, well, what you talking about? Well, baby, I'm telling you, I just don't feel like I want to go through this anymore. I think I just want to take an exit, take a vacation, take a out. What do you mean? Uh, I feel like I can't make it for any longer. I feel cold. I feel empty. I feel trapped. I feel like I'm misplaced, displaced. I feel like there was no connection with us anymore. And he says, like, whoa, what's going on? What's the matter? Talk to me. Well, I've been trying to talk with you for the last 8 or 9 years, but you haven't been listening. I've been trying to talk with you, not really saying anything, but you haven't been reading me. You don't know me. And I feel like I've reached my limits. And I really feel like getting up out of here for real. I love you. I care for you, but I can't be with you any longer. So he was upset now. He's really upset. I'm really upset. I'll take his place. I'll take the man's place right here, right now. And let's get through this. Let's get through this situation in this midday message that is we call it right now. And we're going to talk about what's going on because this is not an abstract or remote situation. This is something that goes on for a long time. And the guy wants to know, I wants to know, after all of this time, these years, 5, 7, 10, 9, 12, 20 years we've been together. And now you decide you want to get up out of the relationship, you want to go, you want to do this, and you want to explore yourself and find yourself, so to speak, and everything. You feel like there's nothing here. And I see this so happen when we're talking about the cheating situation coming about, right? Well, baby, I've been doing everything I can for you. I've been helping you. I've been working 3 jobs, 4 jobs, 5 jobs, trying to get you everything you want and everything. And now you found out that you cheating on me. And what can he do that I can't do for you? This, that, and the other. Right away, you're showing your inability. Right away, you're showing that you're not prepared. You're not ready for that role called husband, that role called marriage, that institution. So God put us in a situation where He gave us a covenant. He wrote a covenant. He said, this was like this first covenant. Yeah, the first covenant that God made. And then the second covenant was the rainbow. That as He will not flood the earth no more to kill all the people. People talk about why God killed these babies, these innocent people. They wasn't all that innocent. They wasn't innocent at all because they upset God's heart. When you upset the heart of God, boy, you're in trouble. I'm telling you, you're in trouble. Anyway, let's get back to the basics. All right. So now he wants to know what happened, what's going on, why you cheating on me, why you want to get out of the relationship. See, these are two different things, but they're really meaning the same situation. Exit, exit, exit. Stage left. Boom, out of here. Out of here in the emotion, out of here in the physical, out of here in the house, that is. Either way, she's out of here. Right? There's no more room in her heart for the husband. But now we look back in history and say, okay, well, why? That's what we want to know. The freeze is on, cold is on. Her heart is empty. Her heart is cold towards you. That's the freeze it is. You know what I mean? So there's no fire. There's no fire in the furnace. There's no fire in the fireplace. There's no back stick that could burn. You can stir it up a little bit and rekindle the fire. But no, no, no. What is going on? And he's not able to understand. He's not understanding, really. He's able to, but he's not understanding what is happening. He should have realized a long time ago that the fire is going down. You need to put more wood on the fire, more coal on the fire, more gas on the fire, no acetylene on the fire. You need to put something on that fire to keep it burning, to keep it hot, to keep it rolling. But no, no. He's too busy doing other things. He's too busy with his eyes gates, his ear gates, listening to others, seeing other things. His mind is, how he said, see with your mind, not just with your natural eyes, but then hear with your mind, not with your natural ears. He's been hearing these things, he's been seeing it, but he's never paid any attention. There's red flag going by him. The red flags are just flowing like wow, like leaves falling off a tree in the wild fall of the year. Just like now, okay? But anyway, we look back and you say, well, the women in the old days, the bad days, all the time, not like the women today. Of course not. Because women in the yesterday, they would stick with that man. They would stay with that man, even though they were hurting on the inside. But because of the policy, because of what the word said, till death do us part, and they believed that they stood by it. But the point of it is, they were hurting inside, and they don't tell you that they were hurting. You ask some of these older ladies that say that are married, was married, or either the husband's gone or whatever, even the husband's still there. Ask them how did they feel. Ask them how did they feel back in those days in their relationship. Were they all happy and go lucky and kicking up the hill and doing a jiggy bell and a roaring 2020 dance and just let's go here, let's go there, come on baby, let's that. They didn't have to say come on baby. They stood at the house, they stayed at the house, raised their children, and they had children on top of children on top of children. And the guy would be gone sometime for weeks and months at a time. Just like today, he's out for 3 or 4 days a week or go to a conference for a weekend. And she's feeling like she's lost already. She's out of here already. She's doing something already. So she feel lonesome already. Okay, yeah, okay, you feel lonesome. But the women that was there in the old days, they were lonesome too. They were hurting too. And you know what? And I got the how you say God will give us confirmation in so many different things. He give you understanding in all things. All right, now go Jesus. I tell you, bless his name. I was talking to a lady. She was to be in her late 70s back in late 70s. Married for a long, long time. Raised children and grandchildren. Now her husband gets sick. And he more or less was bedridden. Her patience, her faithfulness stayed with him. She said she loved him, okay? But they were like, if you go back in history while they were still together, going down, they went to church together. They raised their children together. But what he said went. Because he was the man of the house. He was the head of the house, which is reasonable, it's understandable. But how many times did he say, hey, baby, look here, hey, whatever they used to call him back in them days? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Either I feel that I want to do this, I feel that I'm going to do this. Either I'm doing this, but I'm just running it by you first. I'm running it by you. Even though he's going to make the final decision, but he included her. How many times when they go out and go to church and he compliment her, oh baby, that was a wonderful dinner you did today. You know what I mean? Come on now. Or either, come on, let's cuddle, let's sit down. Come on, sit down. We can watch TV together. Turn that thing off. You know what I mean? Let's talk. How you feel? Let's take a walk. How many times did he do that? How many times did he show her the appreciation, the love, the consideration? How many times did he just show her that he's there for her? How many times did he chastise the children and let her know that, hey, look here, you listen to your mom, and I don't have to be bringing this up anymore. I don't have to say nothing else to you about this. Case closed. He stood his ground. He's there as a man of the house, so that she looked up and respected him at that time. Oh, she respected him because he's the head. He respected him because he's the man, he's the breadwinner. She respected him because what he said goes. But wherever that connection, wherever that magnetic force, ah, wherever that big piece of magnetic situation, that 400-degree uh, fire that was burning in her heart, wherever that 220-volt electricity that flows through the house, where was it? He talked to his guys more or less. He went out. I'm going this and I'm going that. He didn't say, you want to go with me? Something you want to get? He was polite. He was cordial. And that's what happened in the old days. They were polite. They were cordial. And then they were mean. They did their thing. They cheated just like everybody else doing today. Come on, let's do it. But not as much as today, because they get that thing called respect your boundaries, respect your marriage. God is watching you. But God was watching you then. And you still messed up. You still did things. So please, but please give me a break. I understand, okay, that they were different. The women were different. They were like the pioneer women. They stayed at home. But they were hurting too. There was so much that they didn't get. They didn't have the experience that the women having today. Most women back in those days, excuse my uh what's the English? No, hyperglyphic Egyptian type of long conversation. They never had a good orgasm like women do talking about today. You know what I mean? They don't know what that other little thing they call. Wow, whatever. You know what I mean? Volcanic reactions and all that stuff. No. Oh, they had firecrackers back then. Yeah, pop off a little bit, pop off there, and this, that, other. Okay. They did what they had to do. And they wasn't satisfied, but they appreciated what they got, and they accepted their appreciation. Today, uh, you can destroy a battleship today, boy. Yes, yes, yes. But anyway, this is one of the reasons why now today she's announcing. She announced that she get up out of the situation. She got to stay there forever and ever, getting old and gray and being lonely. Because see, when this woman said something this day when I was talking to her, the old elderly woman, buried her husband, children and grandchildren, and we was talking, and she said something negative. And I mean, it came out of her heart. She didn't say this, oh, well, that boom, 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 this and that, that, whatever word she want to use in a negative form. But she said it's something a question that came up in the conversation that brought her to the depths of her soul. And she said something negative. In other words, it wasn't all that good for her. She went along with the long haul. She went along with it because, in other words, if she'd have had the opportunity, she probably would have gone over to JoJo's house or let JoJo come into her house. But no, she was steadfast, unmovable. And yet, she believed in the God. She believed in this because they went to church, and that's what she believed. But she didn't have that experience. She didn't have the feeling. Her feeling's gone. Her love is gone. The fire is gone. And in her heart, she respected her husband to the point that He was in charge. She submitted to him. She obeyed him to the point where she knows that he's the leader, he's the head. But see, this is why we have to get to our men, to get them to understand. Just because you the head, just because God said in his likeness, in his image, does not mean that just because you look like a man, can think like a man every once in a while, think like God every once in a while. Let me correct myself. Right now, look like God because in his image and his likeness. But the point of it is, man was given a free will. And that free will was influenced by someone that got kicked out of heaven. Yes, yes, yes. That influencer said that, hey, you don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to respect her anymore. You don't have to love her anymore. You don't have to praise her anymore. You don't have to love her like Christ loved the church anymore. And he didn't. All you have to do is work hard and provide for her. There's food in the pantry. There's running water. There's electricity. She can go take a shower. And then she got this perfume. She can smell good, look good, and everything. But yet and still, when John give her some flowers, give her some perfume, or give her a gift, and then you gonna go off the deep end. Why this person giving you all these gifts? And I know it got to be something involved in it. Yeah, okay, it was something involved with it. Because see, we got to understand, let you know that John wasn't playing. John was sent. He is an agent. Now, being an agent, what John did was bringing her flowers, giving her flowers, doing something really that is called emotions. Called emotions. John knew that she was married. John knew that she had problem issues or something like that. He felt it anyway. Because she talked it, she spoke it. Well, she didn't really say, she didn't go to the job, she didn't go to a place and tell John, come over, let's talk. I feel like I want to get busy, I want to do this, I want to do that. No. But her frown, her look, her eyes, her body language spoke loud, clear. That argument they had this morning, the argument they had last night, him leaving her stranded in midair, and she's falling, and then she's anticipating something that never happened. That brought back an emotion, that brought back a conversation in the morning. She didn't have to open her mouth. John knew something was up, and he expounded on it. Yeah, he went out and bought her something. He even gave her something. He went out and did something for her, put a smile on her face. And then she said, "Oh well, John made me smile, made me laugh. He tells good jokes." Well, her husband was telling jokes too, but her husband was down to a candlelight instead of a bonfire. That's what's happening, people. So now we want to know how he feels. He loved her because they had a relationship. They had a situation that when they first got together, before the dating season, when they first said, "Ooh, she's beautiful, she's cute, I like it," and she smiled and blinked her eyes and everything, and he went over and got the phone number and everything else. You know what I mean? Then they started talking. They started going out for burger, going out for ice cream and candy and soda, and going to the movie. Going on little trips here and there and everything. And then finally got to the place where, yeah, went to the moon and came back, and the bag was not unpacked because he going back to the moon. But the point of it is now, after a while, travel started getting to you. Yeah, when you first go in on a flight, on a trip, train ride, all this stuff, going to a place that you've never been before, it's exciting. It's exciting. Come on, people. And then after a while, your job might send you to the same place, and you go there, and then a month later, you go back again for a conference or a meeting or something like that. Next thing you know, you're sleeping all the way to the place. You could care less about who's on the train, who's on the plane, or anywhere else. You don't even go outside the hotel to sightsee or do anything. I don't care what they're going on. You might have a little something going on, da 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 da. You could care less. So that excitement dwindles, people. You know that. Come on now. Let's talk real. Let's talk real. And when it starts to dwindling, things start to happening. You start to exiting, exiting the situation. That's why she came to her husband that day. She came to me and say, I'm out of here. I don't feel like I can go on this way. So something is taking a place. The fire is gone from my heart. I'm no longer, I'm no longer being the exciting place in her heart. She's only there for this length of time, out of respect for the covenants. And then after a while, she know that she's gonna have to answer to a situation that's higher than that. And she have already made up her mind. And sometimes making up her mind is not really the right thing, because now it's up to me to convince her, up to me to talk to her, up to me now to draw her back into a situation to face the challenge. Put some more fire back into her heart. Put some more fire back on the fireplace. It's freezing outside. It's snowing outside. It had an ice storm outside, but inside, oh wow. Let's put another backstick on the fireplace. Let's bring the fire back up. If you can't bring that fire back up, then best thing you do is say, baby, I'm sorry. I love you. I care for you. But I respect your wishes. And I wish you well. If there's anything I can do for you, but no. What happened today? Get out. Don't bother me. I don't want to see you no more. I don't want to hear from you no more. Don't ever come around me no more. And whatever you do is your business no more. And I can never forgive you for all of this, what you just did. The pride before fall. Men have to get together and stop that pride. We have to start to learning how to respect, learning how to be appreciated, and how to give and show appreciation. Show that situation that, hey, I got this. Show the confidence. Show that you love her. Show that you care about this. The insincerity and inconsideration has really caused a lot of failures in life. Be concerned about her. Before you get to that 8, 9, 10 years, come on, people. How about, okay, the first few weeks, hey, your things start to going a little raw, you notice these things. See, this is why you got to pay attention up front. That's why the animals can tell when it's getting ready to rain, getting ready to storm. Long ways before the storm strike, they start to moving around. They start to get fidgety. But no, man, he's sitting right there. He's laying right there, and he's thinking that everything's gonna be all right. Cause what he said is what he said, and what he wants is what he wants, and he's gonna get what he wants. So that's what he's supposed to have. Boom, out of here. Consequences doesn't even bother him until the consequences knocking on his door. So people, think about these things. Be loved, be gracious, and like I say, we must by all means try to get our men to be men. Put the fire back. And that's what we did the message about. Let men be men. Bring the men back to the situation of being men. God made man. The order of man, he made man. And he gave man not to sit under the shade tree, but he gave him a position, a situation. He gave him a job. He's a CEO. God didn't just give him a job to go out there and work in the vineyard. He owned the vineyard. That was his vineyard. He had dominion over everything and all things. Come on now, people. The animals obeyed man. Man had charge of everything that creeped and crawled and fly and swim on the earth. And here we up there talking about we can't even make a little kitty cat get away from, because kitty cat keep coming back to you. That's what I'm not okay. We're gonna leave the animals alone, then, right? Right now, whatever, right? But anyway, that's how it is. Man had dominion over everything. He made man the CEO, and then the second thing he did for man was made man a husband. One man, one woman. Man should not be alone. All right, now. And then Even after the fall, God still, he knew that the man had responsibility of protecting his woman from the serpent. The serpent been there all along, but the serpent opened his ears to something evil. And his ears said, tell the woman the deceptive, the lies. And that's what happened today. We've been listening to them lies. We've been listening to false prophets, false teachers. We've been listening to false people. People, the jailhouse lawyers and the pool room preachers and everything, the boat, the whatever. You know what I mean? Come on now. We listen to too many lies and too much garbage, and we call it the barnyard mentality. Yeah, the BS and stuff like that. All right, now. So anyway, we took the place of being a husband, not experience, not experience, not willing to do what the husband's really supposed to do, the whole nine. And that's what we do today. And then after having children, we try to raise the children for a little while, but then most of the time, for those who are in the home with the children, we ain't talking about those scalawags, those guys that making babies here, there, and everywhere, baby mamas all over the place and all this stuff. Don't know your child, don't know the name, or either you know the name, you have no input into their well-being and welfare, most of them. We're talking about the ones who be in the house now. We're talking about the one who try to teach and train the children a little bit. And then he's saying one thing, the wife saying something else. They're not on the same accord. He's not laying the foundation for his children like he should. But then there are a few that's going through the nine, that's going through the 100 plus. All right, now we ain't gonna condemn everybody. We ain't gonna send everybody to hell. No, we don't do that. Sorry about that. But anyway, we're talking about a majority of those who are not doing what they're supposed to do, not doing how they're supposed to do it. And we call that poor leadership. So the man was created to be a man, to be a good man, a godly man, to be a strong man, be a man of wisdom and sincerity, a man of honor, a man like God's own heart. Not only David, but how about a man after Jesus? Because see, when Jesus said, no longer I call you servant, but brothers and sisters, be a man, be a God, G-O-D, little G that is. If Jesus is the God, Son of God, the Word of God, and it was God, but he looked up to the true God, the real God, the only God, but he is still God. Jesus is still G-O-D, capital. And he with us, and we call the Heavenly Father Dad, but yet and still, we go in left field. Come on, people. We got to get straight up and get right. Straighten up and fly right. All right, God. But anyway, and then the third position of man is leadership. Leadership. We had to get back in the leadership role. And leadership carries a lot of weight, so much weight it ain't funny. So think about those things. That's why we wrote this download. Not only do we have, I put a picture for tennis ball up there, you know, to be a husband, to be a man, to be husband, and to be a leader. Because see, think about it, and I'm going to talk to the mature people that's in the room today. Just the mature people. I'm going to try to keep it as nice as I can. We have the tools, but we can't build a house because we're not true builders. And if you can't understand that, call me. All right. See, you got to be a builder. That's why we have training. That's why we have knowledge. That's why we keep staying knowledge. That's why we learn every day as much as we possibly can. And we put that learning to application. We don't just learn things and let it sit up. We don't just sit on the shade tree sipping mint juleps and eating watermelon and sipping on ice cream. All right now? Come on now. So these are things that we have to learn, and these are things that we learn. And we grow in the grace, growing every day. So then, when that time comes, it says, Time, time up, guy. Time up, Mike. Let's go. Smile. Yeah, all right, Lord. But what are we doing? We're constantly trying to teach. We're constantly trying to talk. We're constantly trying to get the stuff off of our own back. And let's get together, people. Think about these things. Post these things. And this is one of the reasons why I want to do it on Facebook and also on YouTube, that it will go around the world. Please, this message should be talked about, discussed about. We are not where we're supposed to be. We're not in God's side. And we play God for food, trying to pimp Jesus for validation, information, and stuff in an empty hand. How about your heart? How about your mind? How about the spirit? How about the crown of glory? How about the light in your heart? Be that light. How about the fire that burns through the midnight hour, through the coldest day in the Antarctica? The fire that burns, they keep you warm, they keep you hot, they keep you motivated, they keep you excited. When God brought her to the man was excited. How excited are you today when she come to you or you come to her in that place, in that situation? Are you truly excited or are you just other excited? Huh? Come on now. Let's get busy. Think about it. Okay, guys. Hope to see you. Check us out. Check my website out. P-E-O-P-L-E, people, the letter N, L-U-V, peopleinlove.com. And check out our downloads. Yeah, we got the download. Overcoming depression, overcoming temptation, all that good stuff. And then uh, those things that we say, okay, well, I'm not addicted, I'm not this, I don't do crack. But you could be addicted in a lot of different things. You can be addicted to each other, not let it go. That's why a lot of men make their wife their trophy, their altar. They worship their wife. No, you don't worship anybody but God. All right now? So think about it too, people. Respect them, honor them, all right? But that pride and that self-centeredness, and we can go on and on and on, but we're not going to do that, okay? Think about it. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Thank you. And let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. Send me some feedback. Just don't send me no rotten eggs, okay? I yell, I yell, I yell. God bless you. God keep you. Put the hands of Christ over you to protect your house, to protect your heart, and uplift your soul and your spirit, all in the name of Lord Savior Jesus Christ. And pray that my phone starts working soon and very soon, because now I understand what it means to be without a phone. For 3 days now, I understand what the kids be doing and what they going through when they can't go online for 3 days. Wow. Whew, thank God for the computer, but that's just not the phone. All right, guys, take care. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. Peace, grace, and value. Love you. Bye now. Ah, yes, yes.